And this is why soca will always be better than fucking dancehall, because no soca artist charging me $1,000 for watch them forget them song. Not Trinidad Killer, not Marshall, not Patrice, not Nadia, not Cass, not none of the all-time big up soca people would ever charge me $1,000 for watch them forget them song. No disrespect to the real boss. And before y'all even start talking about baby, you ain't got no money, baby. 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 I have money, but I also have bills to pay. I am not spending my fucking rent. I am not spending down payment first month's rent on an apartment to go see Vibes. He don't even remember the fucking song. No disrespect to the world boss. He can't even remember the fucking song. My hair, look. But I gonna go spend? Fuck y'all. Y'all go along.
I just had to repost that video, people. I found the video hilarious. You know what I mean? And like she said, she's not broke, so don't come for her. Boy, I tell you, boy, the cartel, Brooklyn, the Barclays Stadium show have people in a frenzy right now with the ticket prices. All right. But anyway, we're here to talk about squash, right? Because a lot of people were saying squash, he got bonded out and he was released and but no one was seeing squash on social media or anything like that. You know what I mean? And I was saying to myself, because the last update I gave on squash, I was like, if squash got bonded out, right, with the firearm charges that he picked up, especially with that chip Glock. If he get bonded out, it tells me one or two things: either he's cooperating, or he's very lucky, right? But we're gonna take out the lucky part. I think that's why when Sir P put out his video, he was saying, basically calling squash a rat. You know what I mean? Because there's no way you get in charge with those amount of firearm, especially with a chip Glock, and getting bond. Even though Florida is an open and carry, state, right? But to get catch with a chip Glock, that's totally different. So when I heard people say that squash is bonded out and he's free and whatever, I was like, okay, let's wait and see, because I know, and I can tell you from experience, right, that there's no way, even if the state of Florida let go of squash based on his record, ICE is gonna step in and they're gonna pick up this case, right, on the immigration, based on squash immigration status, and that's basically what we're seeing right here. He's being bonded out, but he's in a Chrome facility. That's ICE, you know what I mean? And that's the federal government. They don't play. I was once a repeat offender, right? Paraphernalia, what they call it, drugs, marijuana charges, whatever. At one time, they put me down as a dealer because they caught me with so much. They thought I was distributing. I'm just giving you my own experience there, right? The last time I went to jail, they came and see me in jail while I was locked up. That's how I knew they was different from the state. So they came and saw me in jail, and they was telling me basically the judges have me up for deportation, right? So the night I asked the ICE agent, which it was a female officer, right? I asked her to put in a good word to the judge for me, and I promised her that she wouldn't, they wouldn't see me back behind bars, right? And luckily at the time, I didn't pick up no firearm or gun charges. It was just, like I said, they call it paraphernalia, and that goes under all drugs, right? And I asked her, to put in a good word for me to the judge, because, like I said, she was basically the judges. He basically have you up for deportation. So she did. I went to court. The judge, he told me, the officer put in a good word for me, and all of these things. And I promised the judge he won't see me behind, or see me back in court or behind bars. And he said to me, Mr. He called me by my last name. He addressed me as such, and he said, "I'm gonna give you a chance." And he said, "If I see you back here, um, there's no explanation. You don't need to say anything, whatever. You're just gonna, basically, we're gonna deport you back to your country or your homeland." And from that day on, I've never got entanglement with the police again. And even if I did, I was always in the right. Basically, probably a traffic violation or something like that. Uh, and I take care of what I had to take care of. But to see Squash in this situation right now, it tells me one or two things. If he's not working with the authorities, it is a possibility. Yes, he might get deported. You know what I mean? He might get deported because his situation is totally different to me. I'm a permanent legal resident, right? Squash isn't. So his status is different to mine, and plus he got caught with these firearms and with a switch on one of them. No, that's something totally different. And in ICE custody, based on him being over here and have issues with his legal status, I'm just waiting to see. But there's a slim possibility, and I said this before in my first video when I did the update with Squash. I said if Squash get off, it's either one or two things here. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, I was surprised when I saw him got bonded out for 3,000. I think it was 3,000, 2,000 and something dollars, $3,000 on the gun charges or the firearm charges, right? But I knew ICE was going to pick him up because it was saying right there in my first update that ICE has a hold on Squash. So even if he got bonded out, right, of the state prison or facility, ICE would have hold him. They would take him into custody right away. You know what I mean? And he's going to sit there and await to go see a judge, and the judge is going to determine, his fate right now. But on the charges, I don't know. I see people, leaving comments. Matter of fact, I think Queen of Attraction was one of the person that probably like an hour or 2 hours ago, if I'm not mistaken, or 3 hours ago, comment on one of my videos and say, Hardball TV, it seems like Squash is going to get deported. And that's a possibility. It's very possible he might get deported. You know what I mean? Now, if he doesn't get deported, to me, it just says one or two things. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's very lucky, or he's cooperating with the local authorities. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is, people. There's no other way around it. All right? If he get deported back to Jamaica, I mean, he still have a career. People are saying, if Squash get deported to Jamaica or back to Jamaica, things are going to turn up. The crime and the violence over there in Mobay or wherever Squash is from, especially with him and the shop down situation and all these things. But I can only give you, my knowledge of being incarcerated or go passing through the system, how it works, right? So hopefully, like I said, and this is just hopefully keeping your fingers crossed, Squash, do get released on bond, and he can fight the case. Being a free man, it doesn't look that way right now because he's being detained in ICE custody. And once you're detained in ICE custody, based on your immigration, like I said, on your immigration status, I don't see Squash getting out. They're gonna hold you there until they process you, and the judge is gonna make his decision whether, whether he decide to give Squash a bond, and until the final decision is being made, or they just gonna put him up for deportation based on his violation and his status. You know what I mean? Because like I said, to be carrying a firearm is something different, right? To be carrying a firearm with a switch, that's something totally different. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm surprised to see that even Squash got bonded out on that $3,000, because I thought that was kind of like a low bond, bond for him based on the weapons that they was caught with. And I'm just waiting to see. And then the way he was arrested, it says that the FBI was looking at at the person who Squash was in dealings with, and they called the local authorities, and that's how Squash got detained. So the FBI is been looking at him, right? So the feds are looking at Squash and looking at what's going on. And like I said, the feds, they're not playing right now. So if I see Squash beat this case, trust me, people, it tells me one or two things. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what y'all think about this. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are saying Squash got bond, he got bail, and he's a free man and all this thing. And I was saying to myself, what? I mean, that's not how it works. But if anything goes up, let's wait and see. Just to come to find out that he's still in ICE custody. And this is something I've been telling y'all, that once you get bond out of the the state prison, or lockups, the feds is going to hold him and charge him and prosecute him on that level. So we just have to wait and see right now. So it's a waiting game to see what's going to be the outcome with the artist Squash. All right. So with that said, people, just a quick update. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Check when you guys had another update. While God stay blessed, people. I'm out.